Good morning and welcome to my kitchen. Today I would like to present to you zapiekanki. Zapiekanki is a baguette with mushrooms, cheese and any topping of your choice. Zapiekanki are a street food in Poland. Every city, every bus station, train station has those booths with french fries, hot dogs and zapiekanki. Zapiekanki is something that I had on a regular basis when I was growing up in Poland, and I could not get enough of them. I will make those with fresh rolls that I make myself, but you can also go to the store, get a baguette and just use the baguette, and you don't have to make the rolls yourself. If you want to do it or not from scratch, it's really up to you, but if you want to save some time and you don't care if the buns are homemade or from store, then it's gonna be faster and easier. Welcome to my channel. Thank you for watching. For my delicious rolls, I need 3.5 cups of flour, which is 500 grams, 1 egg and 1 egg yolk, 3 tablespoons of softened butter, 2 tablespoons of plain yogurt, 2 teaspoons of salt, 1 teaspoon of sugar that will go into my water, and I have about 200 milliliters of water, a little bit more than 200, and 1 packet of dry yeast. The secret to those soft rolls is actually the yogurt. My flour goes in the dish with the eggs and butter, 2 tablespoons of plain yogurt, 2 teaspoons of salt, so 2 teaspoons. And now I want to put 1 teaspoon of sugar into the water, and my water needs to be about 112, 115 degrees. And I need to dissolve my yeast. That will take a few minutes. When you see it foamy, that means it's ready and I can put it in and mix all the ingredients together. One important thing is to keep the ingredients room temperature. So I took my yogurt out with the eggs and butter a couple hours before I started making the rolls. Yeast loves warmth. It grows best when it has the right temperature. And the rolls will be fluffy, soft, airy, and just wonderful to eat. My yeast is ready. You can see how foamy it is. So I can pour it all here and mix it all up. And then once I have it incorporated, I want to finish with my hands. So after about 5 minutes of mixing, the dough looks smooth. You will cover it and then leave it covered in warm place for about an hour. Now I want to sprinkle a little bit flour around and on top. And I will see you guys in about an hour. For zapiekanki, I will need mushrooms, butter, onion, and I use sweet onion, cheese. And on the end, when you have them ready, you can garnish it with whatever you desire. Mayo, mustard, ketchup, some pickled radish, any pickles that you like, marinated red pepper, like really the garnish is up to you. Pick and choose whatever fits your taste buds, whatever fits your craving. You can also put corn on it. It's kind of like pizza, but in a different way. This is something that you have on the street in Poland every day. And now, the part I don't like that much is peeling those mushrooms. Some people use mushrooms with the skin, and I don't like it. I think it's more clean when I actually peel the skin, remove it. I am kind of a clean freak if it comes to food. Once the skin is off, I will slice them thin and I'll show you how thin. So I will put some butter into my pan. I slice the onions. I will saute the onions for a little bit and then add the mushrooms. If you love onions, you can put the whole one. I'm not a big fan of onions, so I only use half. And now for the mushrooms. For zapiekanki, you need little smaller pieces. Cut it in half, depending how big it is. From the top. Okay, so my mushrooms are sliced and now I can move my pan to the stove. I need to saute the onions for a couple minutes and then add the mushrooms, some salt and pepper. If some of you like bacon, dice the bacon in there with the onions and that would be additional flavor for you. So here are the mushrooms, and as you know, mushrooms do shrink while cooking. Once those are done, it won't be that much. Mushrooms also tend to release lots of water, so I like to keep it on medium-high so the water evaporates. And once the water evaporates, then I put salt and pepper. And sometimes I like to use Maggi. Not everybody does, but Maggi has this nice salty flavor and is at every household in Poland. My favorite spice to add to soups. My husband loves it so much, he would take a spoon and just drink it from the spoon. I can see the water is almost gone, so now I can put salt and pepper. And if you decided to put bacon, ooh, it's gonna be that much better. And my favorite, a little bit of Maggi. Ooh, my mushrooms are almost done. And it is time to check on my dough. And you can see it doubled, well, maybe even tripled in size, which is very good news. So it is time to form my rolls. So dust my board with flour. And it is so soft. Oh, those fresh rolls coming out of the oven. I don't need much, just butter, some salt, and they are delicious just the way they are. Fresh is the best. For zapiekanki, I like the rolls to be about 100 grams each. Not too big, not too small. Usually those are bigger when you buy them in store, but at home I rather make them smaller. If I want to eat 2 of them, I eat 2 of them, but if I have a really big one and not finish it, it's a shame. Just like pizza, you will have to have a toaster oven to get them to be nice and fresh again. And my last one, sprinkle it with some flour. Cover it until they double in size, probably half an hour. It's time to look at my buns, nice and fluffy. Time for me to preheat the oven to 375. And those will bake for about 15-20 minutes. Buns for zapiekankis are ready. Now I have to wait until they cool off a little bit, then put my mushrooms, cheese, and put it back in, but only for a few minutes. It's because everything is already cooked, so the last part is pretty fast. So in few minutes I'll put the mushrooms and cheese, and I just remember that my mom also liked to put slices of ham on those. But possibilities are endless if it comes to the toppings. I'll see you in about 10 minutes. I am going to use only 2 of those buns today to make zapiekanki. As I just learned, none of my 4 neighbors who love tasting my food, and I always give them something to let me know if my food is good enough to be recording on YouTube or not. Nobody likes mushrooms. I am so surprised. I had no idea that so many people don't enjoy mushrooms. So the rest of the buns will be actually for a sandwich. So I will slice my buns in half and then put all the toppings on. Put them in the oven for about a couple minutes and those are done. So I did not turn my oven off because in a little bit I'm gonna put them back. Since my mushrooms already have butter, I don't need to use much more. If you have a bacon with your mushrooms, they're gonna be even tastier. And I'm going to put ham on one of them. In the oven for additional 3 minutes. And here they are. And now the most fun part, decorating those with different toppings. And the other one, I will put some fresh tomato from my garden. Those are delicious. And then I will put slice of avocado on another one. And then some Polish style pickles. And you have 4 different zapiekankis. Thank you for watching. Smacznego! I would like to let you know why I am a big fan of using scale instead of the cups. I do put measurements in cups so it's easier. As you know, I'm from Europe, so everything for me is in grams. And here in United States, any recipes you have is usually in cups. But I want you to pay attention to one thing, so take it as a tip. I learned by mistakes because I've done it before. So I have put together a flour, the same flour, all-purpose flour, into the same measuring cups. Exactly 2 cups in here and exactly 2 cups in here. But I want to measure it using the scale and show you if there is a difference and how much of a difference it can be. So here is the first 2 cups of flour, as you can see, 2 cups. And here is exactly 2 cups, all around, no cheating. And I will turn on, and there's nothing here, my scale, so it's set to 0. Maybe I should show you. So it's set to 0, if you can see. Okay, and I will put the first 2 cups in. And it says it is 248 grams. So now I will take this into a different cup, and it's empty. Put it back. It comes back to 0. And now the other 2 cups. All of it. And this one is 314. So now you can see that 2 cups are not created equal, right? They do not measure on a scale the same. So why is that? Well, it's all about handling the flour. If we are gentle with it, the flour is fluffy, it's light, and then 2 cups, nice fluffy flour. If you handle the flour, shake it, kind of bang it, on the surface somewhere, it loses its volume because it becomes dense. So you keep adding to have exactly 2 cups, right? Well, but it's much more heavier. It's much more flour that you need. So if you ever had a cake and you tried to follow the measurements and directions and the cake wasn't quite the way you hoped, it wasn't as fluffy, it wasn't as delicate, it wasn't as soft, well, maybe because there was too much flour. So it's just a tip, and I hope you will find it helpful to kind of pay attention to how we handle flours. I know how it is when you bake something and you put your heart into it, time into it, and then it doesn't come out the way you hope for. And it's frustrating. So I hope this helps. Thank you for watching.